the basic features, okay, like okay, doing a selection, okay, like adding the blend, okay, there's a lot of things in the Photoshop like a blending, okay, like a filters. As long as you all have that features, it's already good enough, okay. Because some of you say that okay, that's the new version 2021, okay, you all can use the latest one, but again, uh, what's going to be a different between a 2020 or 2021, all right, is just like they're just adding like a one or two extra features, okay, so it doesn't matter at all, okay. So okay, welcome back. So again, all right, for those who don't have the Photoshop yet, all right, try to download by using the link which is I provided. But if you all feel like it's a bit difficult, all right, you all can go to Adobe website, okay, and then they try to create ID there. Okay, you all can create ID by using your personal email address, and then you can download Photoshop. Okay, but it's only can be used for 7 days. All right, you can use for 7 days, and after 7 days, okay, it may expire. Okay, so maybe after expired, okay, you want to download again the cracked file or anything, you can do so. Okay, but this is what we have to do. Okay, listen carefully here. Okay, for those who are having a problem, so you all can go to Adobe for, okay, you can, okay, I can share the screen. Okay, so you all can, okay, if you all are able to see my screen, okay, so you can just simply go to, to adobe.com, all right. But again, this one is only for 7 days. Okay, you only can do the installation for Photoshop. Okay, for only one time. After the 7 days is expired, you cannot uninstall, and then you can, okay, you cannot install back the, okay, the same thing. All right, from the adobe.com. Okay, they don't allow. All right, unless, okay, unless you, if you are using a different email ID, okay, because it's always a capture the email ID. All right, so you can go for free trial. Okay, you can go for the free trial. Okay, so you can see here, all right, that's a Photoshop. All right, so you can just click on the free trial. Okay, so of course, you have to use your email ID. All right, and then okay, for Mac user, okay, you also can do that also. All right, but as I said, it's only for 7 days. Okay, so after 7 days, okay, once the link is expired, and if in case, all right, you want to install the cracked version or something, make sure you uninstall first. Okay, uninstall from your computer, then only do the fresh installation. Okay, so simply because if let's say the, after it's expired, and then when you try to reinstall back, it won't accept. Okay, it won't accept. Okay, so you have to uninstall first. All right, okay, so another one, okay, this is the Ultra Viewer, which is I shared on the chat box. Okay, so hopefully that you all can see on the chat box. Okay, let me see. Okay, I shared to everyone here. So this is actually for the remote. Okay, so if you really want to use the Photoshop, which is the link which I provided, but you are not able to install, or you're not able to find out where the Photoshop is. Okay, so kindly please install this Ultra Viewer. Okay, maybe during the lunch or maybe after the class. Okay, so I can spend at least 1 or 2 hours, all right, to access one by one, okay, and to see what's the problem is. All right, so this is two things. Okay, one is a remote desktop, another one is if you want to use the trial version. All right, okay, so okay, just a minute. Okay, so before go further, all right. So I have a 2 extra slide here. Okay, just about 5 minutes. Okay, so learning graphic design 9 easy first steps. Okay, for beginners. Okay, of course, as I said, some of you know how to use the Photoshop. You already been in the graphic design for many years. Okay, some of you are very new. So so generally, okay, these are very basic things. Okay, where you all need to follow. Okay, it's up to you whether you want to follow or not. All right, but you see, some people, all right, when you start using a Photoshop, somehow, okay, they will give up. Okay, uh, I already trained like a few thousands, okay, people, okay, we're using a Photoshop and also Illustrator. Some of them feel okay, it's easy to use. For some, they say like it's very difficult, okay, because it has like a bit more technical. All right, so they have give up, okay, because they are not able to follow. All right, so all these things might happen, okay, but the only thing is, okay, my humble request, don't give up. Okay, that's it. All right, because it's not easy. Okay, trust me, when the first time when I'm using a Photoshop, that was 20 years back. Okay, even I feel the same thing. Okay, I like like a lost on the jungle. I don't know where to go, where to click. All right, I feel like I so frustrated. Same goes to Illustrator. Okay, but it takes time. Okay, you're persistent. All right, so if you keep on using it, okay, you just have to try out something. Okay, and you don't have to feel shame. Okay, if you try to copycat someone. Okay, don't feel shame. All right, because you are just try out. Okay, how you going to get your some idea? All right, so you go some other website. Okay, you try to get the ideas and then you try to replicate. So at least from there, okay, how to do a design. Okay, all these things. Okay, so that's why I said, okay, the step one, okay, you have to get your motivation. Okay, get passionate. Okay, about everything is a visual. You see, if you are really keen into a graphic designer role, okay, or even if you want to use for your own personal, okay, you anything that you are looking into it, okay, like whenever you are reading a newspaper, a magazine, or even if you drive a car somewhere, okay, sometimes you by seeing a billboard or maybe some design, okay, try to absorb that. Okay, so at least you get some idea, okay, how they are doing it. The reason because creativity is very subjective. Okay, creativity is very subjective. Okay, I cannot teach you how to be a creative. Okay, you say like a doctor, all right, you cannot teach everyone can can be a doctor. Okay, they have to be based on their experience. Okay, same goes to graphic designer also. Okay, everything is based on your experience. All right, understand the difference between talent and practice. Okay, some people they have a talent. Okay, talent in a wise, they know how to draw. Okay, they can they can do a sketching, they can do a wonderful things, okay, by just drawing. All right, but they don't know how to bring that into the digital. Okay, they don't know how to digitize, okay, that by using a Photoshop or Illustrator. Okay, practice. Okay, the more that you practice, okay, the more idea you'll be get. All right, so learn the principle of design. Okay, as I said, I'm not going to cover the principle of design. Okay, but there's a lot of things. Okay, especially like design thinking. Okay, so design thinking is one of the another course. All right, so if you have opportunity, all right, please, all right, please enroll and do that. Okay, because they will teach you, okay, A to Z, how you can, okay, generally the principle of design, okay, they don't teach you how to use the software, but it's more into a theory base. Okay, get started with graphic design software. Okay, so we are currently in the step 5. Okay, because you see here we are already passed over the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay, and straight away we are moving to graphic design software. Okay, but as I say, you always have to start from the top. That is, you need to know a little bit of the design principle. Okay, look for inspiration. Okay, that's why I say, don't be shy to just copycat other people's work. All right, so you just have to, as long as you learn something and then you come out with your own design in the future. Okay, find and study graphic design resources, tutorial or free courses. Okay, there's so much outside there. All right, please do so. All right, find yourself with a project. This is very important. Okay, for you to move on. All right. So if you get any, okay, you can just approach like a non-government organization. All right. You can just tell them, okay, I'm providing a graphic design services. Okay. Sometimes, okay, the NGO, you have to work for free. Okay. So it's just to get some experience. Okay, so that's all. It is not that, all right, it is not that okay, I'm asking you all to work for free. Okay, the problem is, you see, being as a sometimes a graphic designer, I don't know, I'm so sorry, I'm not, okay, I don't know whether it's the right word or not. Okay, sometimes it can be a curse. All right, okay, because why I say so, other people, they don't know how much effort that you put. Okay, others they might be saying, you just you just add that colors. Okay, you just put a text. Okay, image. Okay, that's what they are thought in their mind. Okay, but they don't know your hard work, how much effort that you are putting on your design. Okay, some people they simply say, this one I can do just like 2 or 3 hours. Okay, you might spend at least 3 to 4 days. All right, only you know your struggle. Okay, others they don't know. All right. So that's the main, I would say this a graphic designer. Okay, be patient and persistent. All right, that's all. Okay, the time. Okay, the more time that you give it for yourself. Okay, that's how you can, how to say. All right, you can become more perfect. Okay, because you see, doing a design work. Okay, you cannot be perfect. All right, all the time. Okay, sometimes some people maybe they just come and say I don't like your design. Okay, so sometimes it can be demotivate you all right, so that's why I say be patient. Okay, all the critics that you're going to take over, okay, is just to make you all better. That's it. And finally, all right, the last stage. Okay, before I have a question, what is the difference between CS and CC? Okay, Mawa, there's no different at all. Okay, CS stand for Creative Suite. Okay, CC stand for Creative Cloud. Okay, that's it. All right, but the Creative Suite. Okay, like nowadays, most of the Adobe product. Okay, you can just get it from the cloud. All right, you just go to Adobe website, you register, you pay, you can use their product. Okay, you don't have to buy a CD. Okay, the Creative Suite is a
sorry, it's CS is Creative Suite, is it? SUITE.
Yeah, Creative Suite. Yeah. All right. CC stand for Creative Cloud. All right, so that's it. All right, it's nothing different. Okay, it's nothing different. It's just that is I would say like their branding. Okay, that's it. Okay, but nevertheless, all right, both whether you are using a CS or CC, okay, it's still the same. Okay, the only thing is the Photoshop they add on some extra features. Okay, so for example, okay, later I will show you there is the automated selection. Okay, that is a automated selection. Okay, which is CC. Okay, you can find on the CC, but you're not able to find on the CS. All right, so this is the thing. Okay, but generally it's almost the same. Okay, just they have add on like maybe one or two extra features. All right, and also like a filters. Okay, on the filters, okay, they have add on a little bit. All right, to make you all can use that. Okay, whenever that you want to have like like a photo editing. All right, don't worry. Okay, later I'll show to you. Okay, the design thinking, the 5-stage process. Okay, this is the last slide. All right, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. Okay, empathize. Okay, empathize means, okay, that's why I said, okay, you have to put your shoe, all right, on your customer or your client. Okay, so meaning that you have to know, okay, what is their pain. Okay, pain means, okay, kesakitan. All right, you see, sometimes, okay, some people they are very fed up to use this certain system. Okay, they're so frustrated. Okay, they don't know why. Okay, they do everything and suddenly pop. Okay, it's all gone missing. All right, and then okay, this is where the empathize will become in. Okay, so generally, okay, you need to understand their feeling. Okay, why they feel so frustrated. Okay, why they don't like the design. Okay, so how you can improvise. All right, so you have to make sure you have to bring your soul okay into them. Okay, that's it. All right, define. Okay, once you already knows, okay, what this person really needed. Okay, usually, yeah, all right, you'll do like a SWOT analysis or something. All right, what is a strength, what is a weakness. Okay, all these things. Okay, all these things you'll be learned if you go for the design thinking a full course. All right, this is just like I would say, yeah, all right, the flow that you are seeing is just like a 2%. It's just like a small portion from the design thinking. Okay, there's a lot of other things. Okay, define. So from once you already got what they want, okay, what is their pain. All right, all right, so from there you have to come up with some idea. Okay, how we can propose to them. Okay, so this is where you all need to do a brainstorming with your friends. Okay, so you see, yeah, when you are creating a logo, all right, it is not like your one man show or something. Okay, creating a logo, you have a department. All right, you have a department for that. You have to do a brainstorming. Okay, you need to find out. Okay, when someone want to do a logo, all right, you have to do a lot of brainstorming. You have to do a lot of like a keyword search. All right, There's a lot of, you have to do like a mind mapping. All right, there's a lot of things happen, okay, in a defined stage. Okay, ideate. All right, ideate means, okay, whatever the, the brain storming that you all done, okay, you create a idea. Okay, you create an idea, and then from the idea you are changed into a prototype. Okay, you see here, the Photoshop and Illustrator only come on your prototype section. Okay, so only come on the prototype. All right, nowadays, okay, most of us, we are straight away go to Photoshop, we are just start with the design. Okay, that's what we are doing. All right, that is actually is a wrong step. Okay, but of course, okay, we don't have a time. Okay, especially when we are doing some business. All right, and then we want to promote, okay, the banner or the brochure as soon as possible. Okay, some of us, okay, we already got a new product, and right after maybe 2 or 3 hours, okay, I want to make sure that I already prepared the, some kind of a posters, and then I want to post it on the Facebook. All right, so that's what we all do. All right, but then we have never done anything like empathize, define, ideate. Okay, all these three things, okay, but just let it go. All right, we just come with something like a prototype, we straight away go to Photoshop, okay, and then we design, okay, or Illustrator, and then we go, we just put it on the Facebook. All right, so ideate means, okay, you generate ideas, okay, among your colleague. Okay, you sit together, okay, create idea, and then you come up to the Photoshop or Illustrator, you prepare the prototype. Okay, you prepare the prototype. Okay, so let's say this prototype, once you create, all right, so generally, okay, you have to you have to go back to a idea. All right, you have to go back here. Okay, why we have to go back here? All right, so this is the thing, the prototype. Okay, once you create a prototype, okay, you have to show to your client. All right, you have to show to your client, and if let's say your client likes it, all right, they say okay, proceed, then you can go to the test, the last stage. All right, but if let's say the person, okay, the client doesn't like it, you have to go back one step at the back, idea. Okay, you have to go back to your group. Okay, again, you have to talk about, okay, what kind of idea. Okay, so based on that, all right, whatever the input has given, okay, so you recreate back the idea. Okay, and then create back, okay, the prototype. Okay, it's all okay, then you go to test. Okay, the test, when you, okay, again, sometimes, okay, when you're doing a test, okay, again, there might be some issues happen. All right, okay, you have to go back to your square one, that is your defined stage. You have to start back again, idea, prototype, test. Okay, so this is the actual flow, okay, when you are doing the design work. Okay, now the question, okay, you all might be asking, do I really need to follow these steps? Okay, yes, if let's say you are, you're providing a services for your corporate client. Okay, because you see here, the corporate client, usually they will ask you to prepare the what they call the Gantt chart. All right, they will ask you to prepare the plan. Okay, how you're going to execute it. All right, so this is where you all have to bring, okay, whatever things that you have learned in empathize, define, idea, product, all you have to come, you bring it to your corporate client. Okay, you have to do something like a workshop. Okay, you have to do something like a workshop. You see, like a client, like like Axiata, okay, like a DG, Maxis, okay, like all the big company. All right, they don't simply come up with the design. Okay, they do some kind of workshop, okay, among themselves, okay, before they're going to promote it. All right, but again, if you are like a small like small medium business, all right, sometimes the SME companies, okay, they don't bother much on the flow. As long as they like the color, okay, the design, that's it. All right, they will take it. All right, okay, so it's done. Okay, so later I will share with you the what we call this slide. All right. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Stop. All right, okay, so I have a Photoshop here. Okay, I don't worry much about my what they call the all desktop here. Okay, sometimes, okay, even like my kids also using my Photoshop, right? So don't worry much of that. Okay, Canva. All right, I just want to explain a little bit on the Canva part here. All right, Canva versus Photoshop. Okay, so I can see like Canva is like okay, it's be like a most hot cake nowadays. All right. sometimes, okay, I feel a bit sad also, okay, because because the Photoshop is a bit difficult. Okay, I don't say it's a very difficult to learn. All right, it's just because a matter of time. Okay, because it's consuming more time. Okay, while Canva, all right, they already provide you all the the design template. Okay, everything. You just have to select the design template and then you use it. Okay, anyone here? Okay, I believe most of you are using. Okay, I would say most of you are using a Canva. Okay, before. All right, even myself. Okay, I'm using a Canva Pro. Okay, so but again, Photoshop is always be my favorite. Okay, Photoshop is always my favorite. Okay, it's simply because is creating a uniqueness. Okay, if you want to create something like a very unique design, okay, you can use a Photoshop. All right, always you can use the Photoshop. But if let's say, okay, I don't care about the design. All right, I just want to make sure that, okay, whatever uh, things, okay, which is I created, okay, I just want people knows. Okay, so I use a Canva. Okay, I just use a template, and then, okay, it's just like a drag and drop. All right, you finish your design within 10 to 15 minutes when you are using the Canva. But the same thing when you're going to apply in Photoshop, it may take at least like a 3 to 4 hours, okay, 5 hours. All right, so that's the thing. Okay, but you have your unique. All right, whatever that you are creating in Photoshop is by yourself. Okay, so you can be proud of yourself. Okay, doesn't matter, okay, whether it is not nice or not. Okay, but at least, all right, you're creating something from the scratch. All right, so okay, so the Photoshop. All right, so what I'm using here is, okay, it's actually okay, using a 2019. All right, so I know that, okay, now it's already have like 2020 and also 2021, the new version. Okay, but it's almost the same. Okay, when I say it's almost the same, whatever the basic features, okay, basic to advanced features, okay, you already have in Photoshop 2017. Okay, we have a Photoshop 2017, 2018, all right, 2019, all right. So it's almost the same. But when you come to 2020 and 2021, they might be add a little bit, okay, maybe one or two extra features, all right. So as long as, all right, it is like a 2017 and above, okay, I mean, it's much more better, all right. Okay, why I say this? So because if you are using like a CS6, all right, or CS3 or CS6, which is a very older one, some some of it you might not able to see. Okay, okay, like some filters, okay, we have like additional things. Okay, so some of the filters you might not able to see. We have like a blur gallery, okay, which is I'll show it to you later. All right, and also like a quick selection tool. All right, later also I'll share to you, okay, what's a quick selection tool. All right, so that's a few things, okay, which is you might not able to see on the older version. All right, some of my files, okay, the image, okay, maybe, okay, later you all need to do some works. Okay, so you all need to find out some images. Okay, you all can go to Pixabay. All right, so Pixabay is a free royalty image. Okay, so you can go to Pixabay. All right, if you're able to see my screen here. Okay, it's a free image. Okay, we also have a Pexel. All right, so we have a Pexel also. Okay, Pixabay and a Pexel. Okay, both are is a free royalty image. All right, so when you try to do some works, okay, or maybe some exercise later, all right, you all can go to Pixabay, all right, to find it. Okay, like for example, okay, so let's say, okay, I always start with, okay, let's say
Vijay,
yes, Adina.
for Pixabay and Pexel, do you need to credit the photo?
No need. You don't have to credit. No need.
But right? free pics you must, right?
Free pick, yeah, free pick you must. Okay, if you see you have free picks, okay, if let's say if you all go to free pick, okay, sometimes free picks it has the free, at the same time it also has the premium version. Okay, so all right, so let's say if I just using my, okay, so let's continue. So let's say if I just want to search, all right, over here, all right, I have like a free. Okay, I always go to free. Okay, so if you're using for free, then it's fine. Okay, you don't have to set the credit. Okay, but again, a free for free pick, all right, The free one, I think you can't download more than 10 times, okay, in a day. Okay, in one day, the maximum that you can download is 10 pictures, okay, for the free version. All right. But if you are going for Pixabay and also for free, for the Pexel, you can just download as much as you can. All right. You can just simply log in by using your Google account. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and all right, you can just search anything. Okay, like let's say if I just search for beach. All right. So there's a lot of images here. Okay, so you can just download. Okay, I'm using from here. Okay, time to time. Okay, some of the images. Okay, it's up to you, Lim. Okay, Unsplash also you all can use. Okay, as long as okay, it all depends. Okay, because sometimes you all need to create some credit there. Okay, you have to create some account. Okay, or you have to purchase it. All right. So so only for Pixabay. Okay, and also Pexel. Okay, so you all can use. Okay, they don't require to have the what they call the credit. Okay, so even if you want to try to use for your for your business also doesn't matter. Okay, you all can using it. All right, it's actually a free. All right, so for Unsplash, okay, Unsplash and also a free pick. Okay, I believe okay some okay you can use for your for personal. Okay, so meaning that you cannot use for the business purpose. Okay, like a free pick. All right, so you have to be very careful on that. Okay, you can use for your personal, all right, but then you cannot promote outside, okay, like in the internet, all right, so you have to think about it.
Vijay,
Yes,
how do we know that if we are able to use for other than personal purposes? Do they indicate?
they will indicate that. All right, they will indicate.
All right.
Okay, sometimes they say that okay, please give a credit to the author. Okay, so in that case, all right, you have to make sure that you have to put their name on the image itself.
Okay, that's it. So for the one that doesn't have limit, it's Pixabay, and is it Pixel? The other one?
Pexel.
Pexel. P-A-X-E-L.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks.
All right. Okay. This is my most favorite image. All right. So let me. Okay. I just download first. All right. Okay. For the Pixabay. All right. If you can see on my screen here. So when you click on the free download, before that, make sure that you have just logged in by using your Google. All right. And then just go to free download. Okay. So over here you can see your dimension. All right. So you see dimension is very important. Later, okay, the Photoshop I will let you know. Okay, how to create a dimension. Okay. Simply because sometimes you want to create something like a higher resolution image, all right, or maybe a higher resolution design. So for higher resolution, you can go for 1920, okay, or 4288. Okay, so like a 4288 is very big. Okay, if let's say you are going to use for brochure design, all right, whenever you're going to use for brochure design or booklet, you all can use this, the 4288. All right, so for the web, okay, let's say you want to promote by using your Photoshop. Okay, you want to use for the Facebook or Instagram. All right, so you can make it like 1920. Okay, so the 1920 later we can resize it in the Photoshop. All right, so let's say okay, I just download it. This one, okay, I just download and keep it. All right. See, each time, okay, when I download, okay, it will goes to my what do you call my download folders. All right, so my desktop is so messy. All right, so just ignore that. Okay, so I just put a okay lesson. All right, okay, so I just paste it here. Right, so when okay, maybe you all can just download a few images. Okay, and then you can just keep it. All right, on your desktop. All right, so maybe time to time. Okay, when you're going to have like some exercise, you can just take it from there. All right, okay, so the first thing is when you okay successfully install the Photoshop, all right, so these are the first thing that you might be seeing. Okay, so create new, okay, open. All right, if you are using the older version, the CS6 or CS3, okay, which is a very I mean it's like very old, I would say. Okay, you might not able to see this kind of layout. All right, so it's something like it's a bit older one, looks like a bit like gray color. Okay, so like a bit outdated kind of look and feel. Okay, so this is something like a modern look and feel. Okay, so for 2021, I'm not sure okay whether they are retained the same or they have did some changes. Okay. The second thing, sometimes, okay, there are some people that are asking what's the difference between Photoshop and also, there's also, we have like a light. Okay, there's something we call as okay, there's one more. Okay, we call as I think it's Photoshop Lite or something. It's not a light. Okay, but it's actually, it's just to you can't do like a very advanced editing. Okay, you can't do like a very advanced editing. Okay, there's one more product. Okay, for the Photoshop. Okay, I can't recall back the name. Okay, maybe later. Okay, I'll try to get it done. That one is just generally to add on filters. Okay, to add on some lighting effect. Okay, so that's all. You can't do anything like image composition. Okay, you see, when you're using a Photoshop, you can do a lot of things. Okay, you can create the effects. Okay, all right, and also like masking. Okay, masking is one of the most favorite in Photoshop. All right, how you can do a masking. All right, and also like a blending. Okay, so you can do a blending things all right, so which is you can't do on the all right, in another software. Okay, I really can't recall the name. Okay, maybe later I can check with you all. Okay, so first of all right, you always can create new. Okay, I'll start from scratch. Okay, for everyone. So I know that some of you already done the Photoshop before. Okay, you're using it. So okay, for the newbies, all right, okay, I would say a new babies, all right, whoever using the Photoshop for the first time. All right, so let's say when you create new, all right, so you always have like a new documents. Okay, you have two ways of creating a new document. All right, so the first thing is, all right, you always can create new. Okay, or else you can just simply go to file and you can click new. Okay, either way. Okay, so you have two ways of creating a document. All right, but over here, so what you are seeing is you can see like a few options like a photo, print, art, illustration, web, mobile, and film and video. Okay, all these things. Okay, it has a different resolution. Okay, resolution is very important. Okay, in Photoshop, the standard resolution in Photoshop is 72. Okay, that you all can see on my screen. Okay, the standard resolution is 72. Okay, so what is this resolution is all about? If you are going to use a printing purpose, okay, if let's say if you are going to use for the print purpose, okay, the resolution that you are going to use is 300. Okay, 300 is a standard resolution for printing. Okay, for example, let's say we have a photo and we have a print. If I switch to print, right, when I change to print here, and you can see, okay, the width and height. Okay, now the width and height change to inches. All right, so if let's say if I just select as a web, okay, if I'm selecting this one as a web, okay, the properties here is changed. All right, it's back to resolution. Okay, that is 72, and also the what they call the format. Okay, the format is changed to pixel. All right, if I go to print, it's changed to resolution to 300, and is the format is changed to inches. Okay, it is just the dimension here. All right, inches and pixel is almost the same. The only thing is, okay, when you're going to use for printing purpose, okay, we are using inches. Okay, doesn't mean that we can't use the web. All right, we still can use the web. All right, and we can change the resolution to 300. Okay, we can do that. All right, it's not it doesn't matter at all. All right, but remember, okay, when you are using a resolution for 300, your size, okay, the size of the posters, okay, or design will be more larger. Okay, so that is why. Yes, Rosinam, you want to ask anything?
Okay, so if we are going to print for like a bigger banner or bunting,
Yeah.
so which resolution is better? Because the default size I see that is something like A4, A5, but then I need bigger.
All right. Okay, so if let's say, all right, you can go to print. All right, you can go to print, but of course, okay, over here the properties that you can see is always, it's just for the document. All right, it's just for the document. Okay, but if you want to create a bunting or like like a billboard or something, all right? So you need to know the dimension, okay, for the bunting, all right? So let's say, it could be, all right, like a 10 feet or 20 feet, all right? You need to know the dimension of the bunting is, all right? So from 10 feet, okay, so generally from the 10 feet, you have to convert into inches, all right? So you need to know, okay, how to do a conversion here, okay? You can just go to the website, all right? Okay, like for example, let's say if I just going back here, okay, let's say, I would say, okay, feet to inches, all right? Feet to inches. Okay, so let's say, all right, if I just put as a 10 feet, all right, the 10 feet is equals to 120 inches, okay? So you need to know, okay, the what they call the value is, okay, the 120 inches, okay? All right, this is what I would always suggest here, okay? If you're going to use, like 120 inches, okay, inside the Photoshop, okay, sometimes your Photoshop can be hang, okay? You need to make sure that you really have the very high-end computers or maybe a desktop machine, okay? If you have the desktop, then it much more better, okay? So if you are going to use like 120 inches, okay, in your Photoshop, all right? So you need to see, okay, the memory of your the Photoshop, okay? Because remember, okay, the Photoshop may require more memory, okay? It may require more memory than Illustrator, okay? So sometimes, okay, this is what people will do, all right? If you want to create for the printing, okay, if you want to use for the printing, use Illustrator, okay? We will use the Illustrator, okay, simply because Illustrator is a vector-based software, okay? Illustrator is a vector-based software, okay, while Photoshop is a raster-based. Okay, so what's the difference between a raster and vector? Anyone heard before raster and vector?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Would you like to share with others what's the mean by vector and raster?
I don't know how to explain.
Okay. All right. Okay. No worries. Okay. Raster means, okay, it's a bitmap. All right. It's a bitmap or it's a pixelate. All right. Raster means it's a bitmap or pixelate. So meaning that, okay, it's a combination of a pixel. Okay. So for example, let's say, okay, if I'm just creating a file, okay, assume that, okay, I'm creating a file, okay, maybe a web, all right, let's say, okay, 1080, okay, the height is 1080, okay, and I just click on create. Okay, so this is my dimension 1080, okay. So when I want to print out this, okay, the maximum, okay, I have to follow is 1080. Okay, this is the 100%. Okay, this is my 100% measurement. Okay, I cannot increase. Okay, let's say once I'm already create all my my posters and everything. Okay, once I already design. Okay, I cannot go and enlarge it. All right, I can't go and enlarge it. Okay, because we already fixed the the height and width. All right, but let's say, okay, if I use my Illustrator, okay, Illustrator is a vector based, okay, so although I'm using 1080, okay, but I still can increase my size, okay, I always can increase the size, okay, of the object, okay, and so that, okay, it can be accommodate, okay, what we call as per the artboard. All right, this is we call as artboard. All right, the same thing, okay, we call on the Illustrator as well. Okay, so on the Illustrator also we call as artboard. So if let's say on the Illustrator, you create a size, okay, let's say 500 by 500, okay, 500 by 500, and then you just put your some some design, okay, you are creating some abstract, okay, and then you did some text over there, okay, but later you want to increase the size to, let's say, a 2500, okay, let's say you want to increase to 2500, you still can do that, and the quality of your your design will retain. Okay, your quality of your design will still retain when you are using the vector. Okay, but make sure you don't use any photos here. Okay, photos is always be a raster. Okay, always remember the photos that you are download from the internet. Okay, let's say we are going to the free stock, or let's say we are going to the Pixabay or free vectors. Okay, you see you have a free vectors here. Okay, the vectors I will explain more in details when we come to Illustrator. Okay, but just to to make it more easier, vector you can enlarge as much as you can. Okay, there's no restriction. Okay, you can just enlarge as much as you can. Okay, so just now when you said, okay, let's say you want to create for bunting or some banners. Okay, so you can always design, okay, the banner. You don't have to follow exactly 120 inches. Okay, you don't have to follow exactly 120 inches. Okay, but you can create something like where it can control the ratio. Okay, it can control the ratio. Okay, so what does the ratio means? Okay, like for example, okay, let's say if I go to image, all right, and then I go to image size. Okay, I go to image size. All right, let's say, okay, if I change to 500, okay, when I change to 500, you see height and width. Okay, height and width, okay, it will change accordingly. Okay, this is what we call as a control the ratio. Okay, so I will give you another dimension. Okay, so let's say if I create a dimension, okay, let's say, okay, 1366, okay, and okay, 1080. Okay, assume that, okay, I got 1366 and 1080. Okay, let's say if I just click on create, all right, so this is the dimension. Okay, so now if I go to image, all right, and go to image size, all right, so let's say if I make it this one as a 2500, all right, so the 2500, okay, and you see the height will be adjusted accordingly by the width. All right, this is what we call as a control by the ratio. Okay, so remember, ratio is very important when you are doing the design, so that, okay, your design doesn't look distort or like a stretched. Okay, so when you use in Illustrator, okay, so let's say when you change your width and height, as long as, okay, you all use the shape tool. Okay, in Illustrator there's a shape tool, there's a type tool. Okay, and you can use a pen tool to draw, okay, something. As long as you use all the all the features from here, when you increase the height and width, it will retain the quality. Okay, it will retain the quality. Okay, but not for the image. Okay, image, always remember, image is a raster base. Okay, so what's a raster? Raster is the combination of the pixel. Okay, it's just like a small tiny pixel. Okay, 1 pixel, 2 pixel. All right, it's just a combination with all the pixel. Okay, and it's represent as a the actual image for you. Right? Yeah. Okay, vector is more. Okay, it's more like a line shape. Okay, and also the tags. Okay, you all can, okay, later. Sorry, I'll just put mute on here. All right, so if anything, you can just unmute later. Okay, so all right, so the different what with the Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay, although Photoshop can create a vector, okay, it can create a vector object. All right, so remember, okay, we have like a pen tool. Okay, later I will share, I will say it. Okay, I will explain to you what the pen tool is all about. All right, and also we have a shape tool. All right, the shape tool will be okay. So if you are not able to see some of it here, all right, so you can just, okay, the edit toolbar. Okay, so we have like some of the shape tool here. All right, so all this shape tool, all right, and also the type tool, okay, and also the pen tool is a vector. Okay, is a vector in the Photoshop as well. Okay, but you can see the difference. Okay, later when you already start using the Illustrator, okay, you can see okay, the difference between the Photoshop and also the Illustrator. Okay, so that is why we always say that if you want to do any printing, use the Illustrator because it's really sharp. If any image editing, all right, you want to create like a poster designs or anything, all right, use your Photoshop. okay, you can just use the Photoshop. But doesn't mean okay, you can't create you can't create a posters in Illustrator. You can create, okay, but certain things, okay, you all can use in the Photoshop, and later you can just import in the AI Illustrator. Okay, so whichever things that like a text or certain things, you can do it in the AI. You can use AI. Okay, so okay, maybe on the third class, okay, when we start the Illustrator, okay, I will tell you, okay, how you all can use the Photoshop, okay, because you might create something like a photo like an image composition, okay, and then from there you want to bring it to Illustrator to do some other works, okay, you can do that also. All right, okay, so when you all work with the Photoshop, okay, the layout is very important, okay, so I always suggest, okay, you all can go to Windows here, okay, go to Windows, and then there's a workspace, okay, there's a workspace. Make sure the workspace, okay, we always select as a essential, okay, because sometimes you might be have a 3D, all right, you might have like a 3D, okay, so I always suggest, okay, you either can go to workspace, all right, you can just reset, okay, you can just reset, or you can just go to essential default, okay, so just use the essential default, and this is a toolbar, all right, over here there's a toolbar here, so you can just move around, okay, you can dock it, all right, or you can just simply click this arrow to minimize it, all right, okay, the reason because sometimes the participant might be confused, okay, when I say that select the shape tool, all right, for me, I'm able to see the shape tool, and for them, they are not able to see the shape tool, okay, so you always have to you either can click on this three dotted, all right, or you can simply click this arrow, okay, to expand it. Once you expand, so this is all the basic tools, okay, which is your needed to use, okay, whenever you are using the what do you call the Photoshop, all right, okay, so I will explain to you a little bit, okay, there's a lasso tool, polygon tool, all right, magnetic lasso tool. This is all we call as a selection tool, okay, this is all we can say as a selection tool, all right. Apart of that, there's a quick selection tool and magic wand tool, all right, okay, so the quick selection tool is an automated selection tool, okay, later I'll share with you, okay, how you can use a selection tool. Okay, you see here, when I click on the select, okay, on the quick selection tool, I have a select subject, okay, I have a select subject and select and mask, okay, all right, so I will, okay, we might ask, okay, we might do some select a mask, okay, maybe later, okay, after the lunch hours, all right, because for now, all right, let's see, and now the time is, okay, it's 11:30, all right, so let's see, okay, first I will just run through, okay, some of the selection, okay, and also some of the tools here, okay, and then okay, maybe after the break, okay, or maybe after our lunch, so we can do something like a masking, okay, maybe I can share with you the masking, all right.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Back to the new document. I saw that color mode RGB,
okay.
and then we have option 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit.
Yeah.
So what's that? What's the difference
Okay, yeah.
between the numbers?
Yeah. Okay, that's why. Okay, I'm just going to come here. All right. So let me close this thing. All right, and then. Okay, so yeah, when I create new, all right, so you have RGB, okay, so of course, okay, most of you knows, okay, the RGB, okay, is a red, green, blue, all right, and of course, okay, you see when I select as a, okay, as a normal, all right, so it's a 72 resolution, okay, the color RGB is, okay, it's a RGB color. So if I choose as a print, okay, when I choose as a print, okay, I will have a option here, okay, I will have like a RGB and CMYK, all right, and also like a lab color. So usually the lab color and CMYK is almost the same. Okay, it's almost the same. These two, okay, if let's say if you want to use for the printing purpose, okay, if you want to use for the printing purpose, you can use the lab color or you can use the CMYK. All right. If you are going to use, okay, if you want to going to use for your, let's say you want to do a design for Facebook, all right, or maybe for Instagram, okay, you all can use a RGB, okay, because you want to post it on the online, okay. Uh, there's always two things, okay, online and offline, okay. So you need to know what's the difference between online and offline. Okay, online means, okay, any images or any poster, the design that you created, okay, basically that you are sharing on the online, like an email, okay, on the website, okay, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, okay, any other social media platform, okay. So you want to, if you want to share this on your online, okay, make sure you are user RGB color. Okay, that's very important. Okay, because sometimes when you choose as a CMYK, all right, if you're using a CMYK, you see nowadays a modern browser, okay, modern browsers nowadays they're able to detect the CMYK color. Okay, they're able to detect, but some people they're still using they are not updated the browser. Okay, the browser means, all right, browser means, okay, like like a Microsoft Edge, Chrome, all right, Firefox, all right. uh, the reason because some browsers they're not able to detect the CMYK, okay, they're not able to detect the CMYK, okay. So that's why it's very important, okay. So if you want to do your design for printing, okay, for offline and also for online, okay, you need to do for both, all right. You always, okay, what you can do, okay, start for the printing first, okay, always you can start with the printing first, okay. So once you're done, okay, so you save it, okay, that document for the printing, okay. So you meaning that okay, let's say you can just put a file name abc underscore printing, okay, meaning that you want to use for print. So for that, the color mode you have to use for the is a CMYK, all right. So let's say now you want to use, okay, the same design, okay, for the online, okay. So you can just simply switch to RGB, okay, you can just simply switch to RGB, okay. Of course, when you switch to RGB, there will be slight difference, okay, the same YK and RGB, okay, there will be a slight difference, okay. uh, you all need to understand, okay, when you're printing this, okay, have you realized, okay, for those who are like having a printer at home, okay, the cartridge, okay, the cartridge, the canister, okay, usually they have a two section, okay. One is the okay, one is for the cyan, magenta, yellow. That's a three color, okay. That's a three color, and the last one is a black color, okay. The last one is a black color, okay. So that is a combination of CMYK, okay. That's a combination of CMYK, okay. So usually, okay, when you have like RGB posters, okay, let's say you create a poster by using RGB, okay. So when you print out, you can see the difference, okay. The difference might be slightly different, okay. The color contrast, okay, the color combination, okay, sometimes might be different. So let's say, for example, okay, the CMYK, you are choose something like a red. The same thing when you switch to RGB, the color tone will be changed a little bit, okay. So that is why you always have to remember. Okay, so again, all right, CMYK stand for cyan, magenta, yellow, all right, K stand for black, all right. So if you are going to ask me, okay, why K is a black, okay, why they didn't put the black, okay, the alphabet, okay, for the black, okay, why they didn't put the alphabet here as a B? Anyone? Okay, so okay, like a CMYK, okay, K is for black. Why they didn't put the alphabet as a B? It's a very easy question.
Already blue.
Okay, they already have included here, okay, RGB, all right. Okay, it's not, okay, it is not black here, it's a blue, all right, they already used for blue. Okay, so that's the reason why they're using it here, all right. Okay, this one, 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit. Okay, this is the what they call the color, okay. This one is depends on your graphic card, yeah, okay. This one can be depending on your graphic card, okay. So usually the standard we are using 8-bit, okay. It's a 8-bit. It's actually a combination of color, okay. So we call it as an 8-bit color, okay. 8-bit color is actually represent as like a million of colors, okay. Don't think 8-bit means, okay, it's just like 8 colors, okay. It is not that, all right. It's a combination of the colors, okay. It's a million of colors, okay. We call it as an 8-bit. Okay, 16-bit will be a more higher resolution, okay. The color contrast, the colors, option that you will have, okay, you still have the same color, the basic colors, okay, you still have the basic colors, but what you call the color contrast is much more higher, okay, depending on 8 bits, okay, is much more higher, okay, than 32-bit, okay. So of course, all right, for some of you, okay, okay, when you you know, using the Photoshop, you might be realized, okay, some of you only have 8-bit, okay, 16 and 32-bit you might not have, okay, you might have, but it will be disabled, okay. If you disable, meaning that your computer, your laptop doesn't support for 16-bit and 32-bit. It only can go for 8-bit. All right. But even if you are using 8-bit, is good enough, okay, for you to produce the higher resolution design. Okay. So don't get confused between 8-bit, 16-bit, or 32-bit. All right. So of course, if you are working in an agency like a printing agency, okay, you might need to have a higher resolution, okay, the 32 bits, okay. Now of course, okay, because like the design house, okay, the design house, they might they were using the Mac, okay, Apple Mac, all right. So whereby, okay, they can have like 16-bit or 32-bit. For Windows, okay, I'm using a Windows, okay, but since I'm having okay, my graphic card, okay, since my graphic card is a better one, okay, so I have like 16-bit and 32-bit, okay. So again, all these things also depending on the graphic card that you are using. It's actually, it is not because it's something like what do you call, okay, you see here, the lowest, okay, we also have 256 colors, okay. We also have a 256 colors, okay. So 256 colors is actually a is most of the lowest one, okay, that's the most lowest, all right. But if you want to depend, okay, if you want to compare the 256 colors with 8-bit, okay, of course the 8-bit is much more higher, okay, 8-bit is much more higher, okay, but you can't see the difference at all, okay. The 256 much more lower compared to what you call to 8-bit, all right, but the difference is still much more it's much more same, okay, doesn't have much effect on that, all right. Yes, Alina, I have a notes on the tools, all right, okay, later, all right, it's on my Google Drive, okay, so later I will share with you the link. Okay, so for our first time, okay, using for the Photoshop, okay, I'll just go into web, all right, and I'm just using the 1366 to 768, okay. So I just click on create, okay. This is when, all right, if you are going to create something, okay, if you want to go into create something, okay. So let's say, all right, I have a file, another file here, okay. Let's say if I just go to file, okay, I can open. All right, so let's say lesson, okay, so I have another image, okay, so I can just click another, okay, I click let's open here, all right, so this way here. Okay, just for a while. Yeah. Okay, usually, all right, when you try to, when you reset, okay, this is actually the actual how the, once you've done the installation, okay, so you'll be having like a color, okay, you'll be having a swatches, all right, you'll be having a learn libraries adjustment, all right. So as for now, okay, all right, we don't going to use the color swatches, okay. So to just minimize some spaces, all right, I just want to close it, okay, swatches. So learn, okay, I just want to close it, okay, libraries, okay, I just learn, all right. Okay, Just hold on here, just for a while. I'll just stop my share for a while, screen. Just for a while, yeah. Okay, so let's say new. All right, okay. Okay, all right. So if let's say, all right, whenever that you're going to create a new file, okay, let's say if you just, okay, when you create a new one, and when you create, okay, so you'll be open up like a tab, okay, you'll be creating like something like a tab here. So over here, you can create a new design, and then on the next tab, okay, you can create a new design, okay. So it's just like, you're just creating as a new tab. All right. So sometimes, all right, sometimes, okay, you might have like an empty, all right, like what you are seeing on my screen here. All right. At the same time, okay, you want to open another image. All right. So if you can see, okay, this is my side by side here. Okay, this is the empty canvas. Okay. Last time, okay, we used to call this one as a canvas. Okay. Now they changed to artboard. All right. So I have a two artboard here. Okay. So this one I taken from the Pixabay. Okay, I'm taken from the Pixabay. Okay, and over here is just the empty. Okay, I'm not going to go in very details. Okay, like some of things like a shape tool. Okay, you can just try out. All right. Okay, to just to make you all okay, very basic things. All right, like a rectangle tool. Okay, so let's say when you are going to use or you want to draw something. Okay, by let's say a rectangle tool here. Right after you select the rectangle tool, okay, and you see the cursor, okay, the cursor has changed something like a, okay, like a target, okay, and you can just simply, right, okay, just draw, okay, like just like something like how you all draw, okay, but once you draw and let's say once you drag and when you let go, all right, when you let go your mouse, all right, you'll have like a property box here. Okay, listen carefully here. When you're using Photoshop, okay, you all need to depend on the mouse, all right, and also your shortcut key. That's your keyboard. Okay. Uh, of course, all right. Some of the users, okay, they will use a pen. Okay, that's a tablet pen. All right, like like Illustrator, when you are using a tablet pen, okay, which is very more convenient. Okay, because as everyone knows, okay, Illustrator we used to draw. Okay, let's say you want to draw for something like you can be like artist. Okay, so you want to draw something. Okay, so when you draw you can't use a mouse. Okay, because mouse is not like so flexible. All right, so it's something like you are holding a pen or pencil, you're doing sketching. Okay, so try to do that by using a mouse. Okay, obviously you don't get that comfortable level. Okay, so that's why I say if you all really if you want to go more further, okay, like you want to create like a drawing thing something, okay, make sure you get a pen tablet. Okay, so you can use it like a USB. All right, you just plug it on a USB, so your pen tablet will be work as exactly like how you are using a mouse. Okay, but the only thing is it's more comfortable, especially when you're doing some drawing. Okay, so over here, all right, okay, let's go back to the shape tool. Okay, so once you draw the shape tool, okay, and when you let go, okay, so you have like some option here. Okay, so this is we call as a radius. Okay, we call as a radius. Okay, like for example, let's say if I put this one as a 6. All right, okay, 6. Okay, yeah. All right, and you can see, all right, it will become like a little bit more curve. Okay, it become as a curvy. All right, so once I done, okay, I can just simply click on the move tool. Just hold on. Okay. Okay, I will explain to you little while what's the difference between shape and part. All right. So again, all right. So let's say once you draw, okay. So these are very basic things. Okay, it's very basic. All right. So you don't have to be concerned on this. So this one is just like changing the radius. Okay. So let's say, okay, once you change to 6, all right. So all the section will be changed to 6. Okay, unless let's say for example, okay, maybe over here you want to make it a 0. Okay, you see, when I make it as a 0, so what happened? Okay, again, let's say over here I make it as 10, and all the sections become as 10. Okay, but let's say, okay, only certain area, okay, only certain area, or maybe a certain angle, okay, I just want to make it as a radius. Okay, so for example, okay, I only want to make it the angle, okay, the radius only from, okay, on the top left and also at the bottom right. Okay, so if I want to change, all right, let's say if I make it as a 0, the rest also become as 0. Okay, so this is where you have to break the radius. Okay, so just break the link here, simply click. All right, earlier it was selected. Okay, just click. Okay, so make sure you just unlink. All right, so now let's say if I just make it this one as a 10 pixel, okay, and over here 10 pixel. All right, so let's say once I done, okay, I just simply enter, or I can just simply close it. Okay, all right, so you can see here, okay, let me just do a magnifying glass. Okay, you got a radius here. Okay, you have a radius and you have another radius. Okay, over here, okay, it's just a normal. All right, Illustrator is much more easier to create a shape tool. Okay, I'm very sure, okay, during the Illustrator time, okay, you feel, okay, all right, you can see the difference, okay, the comfort level, okay, using the Photoshop and also the Illustrator. Okay, so let's say for example, okay, if you don't want anything, okay, you can just simply delete. Okay, so that's it. All right, you don't have to like worry too much. All right, like how to delete. All right, some people, this is what you do, they just right click, okay, and then they look for, okay, see, where's delete. Okay, I'm not able to delete. Okay, I don't know how to delete. All right, you can just select the layer. All right, this is a layer. All right, simply select and just delete out. All right, so simple as that. Okay, so this one, the shape tool, I won't go more further. All right, you can just try out. Okay, but one more thing here. Sometimes, okay, you want to draw a triangle. Okay, so over here you can see we only have a rectangle, you have a rounded rectangle, you have an ellipse tool, you have a polygon tool. All right, so obviously rounded rectangle tool, that is just create a radius, okay, a curve. Rectangle tool is just like the sharp corner. Ellipse is a round shape. Okay, polygon, yes, okay, you can have like 7 angle, 8 angle, or 9 angle. Okay, but now let's say you want to create a triangle. Okay, you are not able to see a triangle. Where is a triangle? Okay, so you simply select the polygon. Okay, so you just simply select the polygon. All right, of course nothing happened. Okay, so nothing happened. So bring your cursor to your artboard. Okay, this is your artboard here. All right, and simply click on your, okay, using your mouse. Okay, left click. All right, left click. All right, and you can see, okay, whether you want to create as a star. Okay, if let's say you want to create as a star, all right, you can just simply click on OK. All right, and you have the star. All right, it's very pretty easy. Okay, so if you want to have a triangle, okay, if you want to have a triangle, the same thing. Okay, use your polygon tool. Okay, use your polygon tool. All right, and come to your artboard. Okay, just come to your artboard and use your left click again. Click once. Okay, so how many sides we have for the?
Sorry, I can repeat the star part.
Come again.
I can repeat the star part.
Okay, you mean the star part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, let me, all right. Okay, so on your tool here, all right, sometimes, okay, most of the time, you'll be getting the rectangle tool. Okay, so you can see there's like a small button here. Okay, there's a small button. All right, so you can just simply click and keep. Okay, just wait for like 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, when you wait for 2 or 3 seconds, you can able to see the drop down. Okay, so you have a rectangle, okay, rounded, ellipse, and polygon. Okay, so select the polygon. All right. So if let's say, all right, if you simply draw, oops. Just wait, yeah. But right, it should not show as a 0. Okay, but then now my okay, we can just put okay 100, height is 100. Right. So let's say if I just click on okay, right? Again, right? So let's say okay, I'll go to polygon tool. Okay, this one I supposed to draw the polygon tool, but why it's become 200, 300. Okay. Just wait, yeah, just hold on. Okay, so 400 when you click OK, all right. So you'll be getting the a polygon, all right. Okay, let's say again one more time. All right. So let's say if I just select the polygon tool here, all right, and then I simply click on the artboard, all right. So when I click on artboard, you can just select okay with the dimension whether you want 100%, okay, I mean 100 pixel or 200 pixel or 300 pixel. It's up to you, all right. But then, all right, if let's say, okay, if you want to have a star, all right, if let's say you need to check the star, okay, if you're not check the star, when you simply click OK, all right, you'll be getting a polygon shape, all right. So if you want to get a star, all right, simply click on the polygon, all right. So bring to your artboard, okay, bring to your artboard, click once again, all right, choose a star, okay, that's it, all right, choose a star. So let's say 300 by 300, right? And again, all right, you can make it okay whether you want to make it as a 5 or let's say you want to make it as a 4. Okay, let's say you want to create a star with a 4-sided, all right, simply click OK, right? So you have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, same thing again, choose your polygon, click once again, all right. So let's say I want to make it this one, okay, let's say maybe about 10, okay, star with 10. Okay, so let's say I click OK, so you'll be getting at least a what 10-sided. All right. Yes, Lim. Okay, usually you have to click that. All right, and then you can see the drop down. All right. So if you want to have a triangle, okay, again we are use the what do you call the polygon tool. All right. Just select the polygon tool and click again once. All right. So for triangle, we only have 3-sided. Okay, so just click on 3 and then click OK. All right. Oops. Okay, don't forget, yeah. All right. You need to uncheck the star. All right. Uncheck the star, make it as a 3 and click on OK. All right. So, all right. Now, let's say, all right, you want to rotate this, what we call this triangle. Okay. We are just looking at the very basic, okay, how you're going to work on the Photoshop. Yeah. All right. Okay, because it's very important. Okay, because later part you need to know how to rotate. All right, how to resize it. All right, to rotate, usually you all can do. Okay, you can just go to image, or you can, I mean, you can go to edit. All right, that's a free transfer. Okay, whenever that you all work in Photoshop, always remember. Okay, try to make use the shortcut key as much as you all can. Okay, it's just to save your time. Okay, but again, at beginning level, okay, maybe we have like a little bit, I mean, we're not able to remember. Okay, so if you're not able to remember, that's fine. Okay, so as I say later, I will share with you the PDF file. Okay, there's a shortcut key, and also there's some description on the tools. Okay, so for you to easy to understand. All right, later I will share with you. Okay, so now I want to rotate this triangle. Okay, so I have 2 ways of doing it. All right, I have 2 ways of doing it. Okay, first I can go to edit. All right, I can go to transfer. Okay, and I have a rotate. All right, okay, either I can just click on the rotate, all right? And when I click on rotate, you can see like a line, okay? There's a line here. I can just simply use, okay, my mouse, and then, okay, I can just rotate, okay, as much as I want. I mean, either 360 degrees or 45 degrees is up to me, all right?
Sorry, Vijay, can you run through that again? How
Okay.
to rotate?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no problem. All right, I'll do it again. All right, again, all right. There's two ways of doing the rotation. Okay, I'm showing you the longest way now. All right, you can always go to edit. All right, you can go to transfer. All right, either you can choose as a scale or rotate. It's up to you. Okay, you see, even if I change to scale, all right, I'm still getting the box here. Okay, I still can. Okay, once I got this line, okay, over here there's a line here. What you need to do is, okay, you have to bring your cursor, all right? Oops. Okay, there's no cursor here. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay, again. Okay, edit, transfer. Okay, rotate. Okay, rotate. All right. So, all right, when you bring your cursor a bit, okay, you have, okay, when you're inside here, all right, you're not able to rotate it. All right, you're not able to rotate. You have to bring your cursor a little bit. Okay, so let's say when you bring it up here, then you can see there's a cursor there. Okay, there's a 2 arrow. Okay, so you can, all right, you can rotate it. All right, but let's say, all right, if you want to rotate by having some control, okay, because you see here now it's like something like a boost. Okay, I'm not able to know, is it 45 degrees or whether it's 360 degrees. Okay, so I'm not able to okay, so what you all can do is, you can, when you're going to rotate, you can press shift on your keyboard. Okay, press shift on the keyboard. All right, you can see right now it's like you have like weight control. Okay, if I let go my, okay, let's say if I let go my shift, okay, it's become as a loosen again. Okay, so I don't have a control. Okay, so if I want to have a control, press shift. Okay, you have to press shift. So until you do the rotation, you have to press the shift. Okay, while pressing the shift, okay, you can move your cursor, okay, to the right or to the left. Okay, depending, okay, where do you want to stop. Okay, so let's say you want to stop up to here. Okay, and just let go. All right, so once you let go, click on move tool. All right, to apply the rotation. Okay, so see here. All right, this is I would say a longest way. Okay, you go to edit. All right, go to transfer and click on rotate. Okay, another way of doing it is, okay, use your keyboard. Okay, use your keyboard, press Ctrl T. Okay, T for Thailand. All right, okay, if you are using a Mac, all right, if you're using a Mac, okay, I believe a control is a command. Okay, for you all is a command. Okay, I believe so. All right, so Mac user, okay, let me know, okay, if I'm correct or wrong. Okay, because I'm not a Mac user here. All right, so I'm using my window. Okay, so using a control, okay, and T. Okay, again, all right, I just press Control T. Okay, when I press Control T, all right, it's able to select the object. All right, okay, the best part of using a Control T is, okay, you either can do your resize or the rotation. Okay, just now, okay, when I go to edit, transfer, okay, when I click on scale, okay, I only can scale it. All right, I only can scale the object. All right, but I'm not able to rotate. Okay, but now let's say you want to do some rotation at the same time. Okay, you want to do some rotation, and also you want to do some scaling. Okay, you want to resize the object. Okay, so you want to do like a 2 tasks at one time. Okay, so meaning that you can just simply press Ctrl T. Okay, press Ctrl T. All right, you can hold your shift. Okay, you can hold your shift and okay, right, so I can do a rotation here. Okay, I can just rotate at the same time. Okay, I also can resize it. Okay, when we talk about resize, all right, always remember, okay, you need to control the ratio again. Okay, you cannot simply resize it, okay, by just losing, losing the requires a proportion or ratio. Okay, so for example, okay, let's say if I press Control T, all right, I press Control T and then I didn't hold my shift. Okay, I didn't hold the shift key on the keyboard. Okay, see, when I resize it, okay, it's become like all right, it doesn't control the ratio. Okay, so whether you want to make it like something like a perspective, all right, or you want to change the the layout or something, okay, so you can just do it, okay, but you should not click the shift. Okay, this only can happen without the clicking the shift. Okay, if you want to control the ratio, all right, then you have to press shift and all right, you can see, all right, when I press shift, when I try to increase or make it larger or smaller, okay, is control the ratio. Okay, if I let go, that's it. Okay, I don't have the control. Okay, so
Vijay,
yes,
the Control T, this Control T and the Shift works for Mac only, is it?
no, it's
Only for Mac?
For this Control T, right, it's actually for the for, let's say, if you are using a normal for non-Mac user. Okay, for non-Mac user, okay, I think you all need to use the command. I think it's a Command T. Okay, all right, any Mac user here? Okay, on your Mac user, okay, for us, we are using a control. Okay, we are having a control here. Okay, for the command, for the Mac user, if I'm not mistaken, okay, it's a command. Okay, you have to press Command and T. Okay, Command T. Okay, simultaneously. All right, then only you can do the resize. Okay, anyone here using a Mac?
I'm not using Mac, I'm using normal one, so Control
Normal.
T, yeah?
Control
Plus
T.
Shift, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
All right. Yes.
I have problem.
Yeah.
Just now you say when press shift, I got my reverse, like I press shift.
Okay.
And then I can resize, like you see when you not press shift.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay, that you say okay, that is a problem, right? Okay, maybe okay, is it you cannot you tak boleh resize ke atau macam mana?
Terbalik. Bila saya tekan shift dia jadi jadi resize.
Okay, for example, okay, let's say if I press Control T on my all right, I can resize. Okay, for resize, okay, nampak dia ada macam kotak kat sini, eh? Okay, you all can see like kotak, right? Okay, so you can just select the kotak and then you can just resize it. Okay, but kalau if you nak rotate, okay, kena bawa dia punya cursor keluar sikit. Alright, you have to bring it a bit further up. Okay, dan you akan nampak dia ada like a dual angle, alright, like a two shape, like arrow here. So from here, okay, dari sini you can buat dia punya rotation. Okay, if let's say kalau you bawa balik cursor kat sini, then this one untuk resize it. Okay, boleh ya, Muhammad Zahid, right?
Yeah, I get it, but like my shift key.
Okay.
Function
Oh,
key
you have to did you press shift and also T? Sorry, bukan T, yeah. All right. Before you're doing the rotation, all right, or scaling, you have to press Control T. Have you done the Control T dulu?
Control T. Okay.
Okay, I'll put on the chat box here. Okay, it should be here. All right, Control. Okay, so remember, okay, Control T is your shortcut key. All right, it's a shortcut key. Okay, kalau boleh, all right, please write it down. Okay, maybe in the book or something. Okay, of course, later, as I say, I can't provide you the the PDF. Okay, but in the PDF, dia ada terlampau banyak dia punya shortcut key. Okay, so you just need to remember, okay, whichever the what they call the important things. Okay, so like for example, the Control T is for the scale. All right, either you can use for the scale and also for the what they call for the rotation. Okay, so but make sure press Control T dulu. All right, press Control T. Okay, once you already press Control T, all right, you'll be getting this like a blue color outline. Okay, so you can just bring your cursor on the further up to rotate, or you can to scale it up. All right, so it's very simple enough. All right, okay. Moving further here, how many objects do you all see on my screen here? How many objects do I have?
4.
4. All right. When I have 4 objects on my artboard, you also have to make sure this is a layer. All right, this is the layer. Layer is very important in Photoshop. All right. Anything that you want to create, pastikan semuanya kita create with a different layer. Okay, do not mix up with same layer. Okay, of course, Photoshop, each time when you're going to create a new object, okay, whenever you're going to create a new object, Photoshop dia akan okay, we just hold on, it's a 12 o'clock. What time shall I give a break, Stephanie? Is it 1 until 2? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Okay.
If it's done, you done earlier, you can release them earlier also. Okay.
Okay. How about okay? How you want? You want to have at 12:10 now, or you want to have like 1 o'clock? It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. So which one you prefer? Can we have a break at 1 or 2? Lunch?
Yeah, 1 or 2 is fine.
1 is fine. All right, great. All right, so we make it as 1. Okay, great. Okay, what you are seeing on my screen here, okay, you have like 4 objects. All right, make sure when you have a 4 object, your layers also have a 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, if let's say you have a 4 object here, okay, you have a 4 object here, but you only can see 3 layers. Okay, when you see 3 layers, so meaning that one of the maybe one of the object is already merged into the 1 layer. Okay, so please avoid doing that. Okay, always. Okay, I always advise, okay, all the whoever going to use the Photoshop, okay, whenever you create something, okay, keep eye on the layer also. Okay, keep eye on the layer also, and to make it more easier, rename the layer. Okay, for example, okay, so if you want to know, all right, we have 4 objects. Okay, so this is a visibility. All right, I can just turn off the visibility. Okay, so when I turn off the visibility, so I know I have object over here. Okay, so let's say, okay, I can just rename it. Okay, I can just double click. All right, I can double click over here. All right, and then let's say I just put as 1. Okay, I just simply add as 1. Okay, and then okay, this is for the 2 over here. All right, so okay, either I can make it as a star. Okay, I also can name it as a star. All right, okay, I have another one here. Okay, so let's say I have like a okay, star. Okay, let's say I just put as a 10. Okay, why I put star as 10? Because I have a 10 side over here. All right, and the last one, okay, I have the over here is a what do you call, is a triangle. Okay, so I just put as a triangle. All right, so it's very important. Okay, sometimes, yeah, okay, I would say people may not have like if for them maybe I feel like a bit silly lah. Okay, why I need to rename it? Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, that, I mean, that is fine. If you really know, okay, what you are doing, I mean, that is fine. Okay, but if possible, okay, try to rename whatever the object that you are create, okay, as per, okay, with the what you call with a proper naming. Okay, the reason because if to, I mean, to just make it other people life easier. All right, we always know we should not think something like very selfish. Okay, or you say, okay, I just do my job. Okay, if let's say if I want to pass whatever things I have done to my another designer, all right, the person need to understand. Okay, all right, okay, number 1, okay, I know this is the for this. Okay, star. Okay, the star is actually for this. All right, I have the stars. Okay, for 10. All right, so at least I know. All right, so if you just leave it as whenever, okay, let's say if I'm just going to create another object, let's say ellipse tool. Okay, I just draw something. All right, okay, so I might don't know, okay, where actually I'm creating the object, okay, so I don't know where the object is located, okay, as long I have a proper naming, so at least, you know, I know easier, okay, all right, maybe this one ellipse is actually for this, all right, so that's why I said, okay, make sure, all right, make sure that you all, you know, try to do the renaming, okay, so and managing your layers, okay, managing your layers, okay, of course, okay, we are just put some kind of you know, shapes, okay, later we will do some editing, all right, that's the reason I got an image here, okay, so I will, okay, we will do it, all right, don't worry about that, okay, when you are managing the layer, okay, when you have like a too much of a design, okay, of course your layers can keep on increase more, all right, so let's say your layers can be go like a 20, 30 layers, okay, or maybe like a 40 layers, okay, depending on what kind of works that you are doing, okay, you have larger work, of course, you know, your layers can keep on increase, okay, and you might don't know, okay, because there will be too many layers and then you can confuse as well, okay, so this is where you all can do a folder management, okay, you all can create the folders, okay, and whichever that you all can combine into one folder, all right, you can do that, okay, so like for example, let's say, okay, I got a star here, all right, so this 2 star, okay, I want to make it into one folder, okay, I want to make it into one folder, all right, so I can just simply, all right, okay, I have a star 1, okay, over here, okay, just wait there, okay, so for example, okay, I have 1 and second, okay, let's say this 2 I want to put into one folder, all right, so creating a folders, okay, that is you know, there's 2 ways, okay, you can create a folder, all right, of course we have a 3 ways, okay, we have a 3 ways, okay, the first, okay, the way of you for you to create a folder, okay, select the star, okay, you have a first one here, all right, you can hold shift on the keyboard and select the second one, okay, again, all right, because you want to select a multi-object here, okay, you want to create a multi-object, all right, not one object but multi-object, okay, 1 and 2, all right, so for this you have to press shift on your keyboard, all right, press shift, okay, either you can press control, okay, you can press control and then select the star and start 10, okay, or you also can hold shift, okay, 1 and 2, all right, once you select these 2, simply press Control G, okay, I'll put on the chat box here, okay, Control, okay, we call it as a Control G, all right, let's say 1, 2, okay, and I press on Control G, okay, so when I press Control G, all right, it will be grouped as 1, okay, it will be grouped in as 1, all right, so it's very important, okay, why I say this, all these things are very basic things, okay, where you all have to follow, all right, again, all right, there is no what you call compulsory, okay, for you all to create a group, all right, while you're doing working on the Photoshop, all right, but it is just to minimize, okay, the layers, all right, because as I said, when your layers keep on grow and grow more bigger and bigger, okay, you have to, like, you know, like a scrolling one by one and looking for it, okay, it may take time, all right, so that is why, okay, when you create a, you know, a group, it's much more easier. Okay, the second way of creating a group, all right, on your bar, okay, at the bottom here, all right, at your bottom here, there is a folder, all right, you can simply create a folder, okay, but okay, the folder will be created, but you have to bring, okay, you have to bring the object by yourself, okay, manually, all right, just now, okay, I just select the 2 object, okay, and I press Control G on my keyboard, so both file is already been included inside the folder, okay, but over here, all right, when I click the folder, all right, it will create a folder, all right, separately, okay, so how you can bring it, you bring it down, okay, let's say I have a, let's say a triangle, okay, I have a triangle here, okay, I can just simply click and then, okay, I just drag, okay, use your mouse, all right, use your mouse, left click, keep pressed, and then bring inside the folder 2, let go. Okay, it will just go inside the folder too. All right. Trust me, okay, learning Photoshop or graphic tools by online, okay, it is not as easy, okay, especially Photoshop, okay, because sometimes we have to use a right click, a left click, okay, we have to use a keyboard, all right. So okay, so that's why, okay, whenever I say that, okay, left click or right click, okay, so try to write it down, okay. So usually, yeah, okay, okay, when you right click over the layer here, okay, there's a few things, okay, you have a rasterize, okay, there's a few other options like a merge visible, okay, we have a blending options, okay. So always remember, okay, when I say, okay, right click and go to blending option, okay, so meaning that you have to right click on the layer here, okay, right click on the layer, go to blending option, okay. So when I say double click, okay, meaning that you have to, okay, double click on this layer, okay, I will say that double click on this layer, okay. So when I say double click on this layer, so meaning that you cannot double click over here, okay. When you double click at the text here, all right, you see here, when I double click here, it will activate the text, all right. You can just change your text name, anything, all right. But if let's say, yeah, you double click an empty area, okay, either on the left portion here or at the right portion here, okay, let's say when you double click, you'll have a layer style, okay, you have a layer style, okay. This is another advanced tool, all right. You have a blending, okay, you have a texture, stroke, inner shadow, all right. To make it more simplified, all right, most of us, okay, whenever we are using a mobile phone, okay, when you are using a mobile phone, you take a picture, all right. When you take a picture, what you are, okay, that's sometimes you do some changes, okay, you do some adjustment, okay, like a hue and saturation, okay, right, on a mobile phone when you capture, all right, your photos, there's some filters happen, okay, you can do some filter. So all that filter is automated, all right. When you select as a hue, okay, hue or saturation, your mobile phone app will provide you with some of the selection, okay. Based on the selection, you can decide how you want, okay, how you want to edit your photos on your mobile phone. That's not going to happen in Photoshop, okay. That's not going to be happen on the Photoshop, okay. The only free tool, okay, remember, the only free tool that they given you, okay, we call as a drag and drop, okay, we call as a drag and drop is your filter, okay. There's a blur, there's a distort, okay, there's a noise, pixelate, render, okay. Okay, that's why I said, okay, Photoshop is a very big thing, okay, to be learned, all right. So we'll try my best, okay. So only these are the options they're given you, okay. Let's say when you click on pinch, all right. So okay, there's a convert to smart object, rasterize, okay. Again, I will explain to you on later part, all right. So okay, so these are filters or something, okay. Okay, of course you can't see anything right now, okay. So all right, so because we are not using colors or photos, all right. So this one we are just using object, okay. But don't worry, okay, I will let you know, okay, what's the filters all about later, all right. Okay, back to our what you call to our Photoshop, all right. So this is we call as a blending tool, all right. So when you right click, when you go to blending option, okay, this one you also can do a blending option, all right. You can do the blending option. So what we can do in a blending option, generally there's a gradient overlay, bevel, we have a stroke, okay, we have an inner shadow, all right. So all these things will be used, okay, during the image composition, okay. So we will do that also, okay. I will teach you how to do all, how to use all these tools. Okay, so we have done with the basic things, okay, with the shape and also the layer, all right. Okay, of course, layers we have more options, okay. I will share with you, okay, when we do some image composition, all right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm just going to clean up this, all right. I'm just going to clean up, all right. Okay, let's say, all right, just in case, all right, okay, obviously, okay, I'm not going to save this file, okay, because it is just like a shape over here, all right. But let's say, okay, whenever you're going to do some work, okay, you have to go to file, Okay, and then make sure you always remember to save as. Okay, always remember you save as the file. Okay, so of course, okay, you can save the file as a PSD. Okay, PSD stand for Photoshop document. Okay, PSD stand for Photoshop document. Don't ever save as a JPEG first. Okay, again, do not ever save as a JPEG first. All right, because it's very important. Because once you save as a JPEG, all the images will be compressed as one. Okay, all the images will be compressed as one, and then let's say suddenly, all right, okay, assume that, all right, you didn't save as a JPEG. Okay, you didn't save as a JPEG. Sorry, you didn't save as a Photoshop, but instead you save as a JPEG. Okay, let's say I just go to object. All right, I just save as an object and I save it. All right, okay, so I just click OK. All right, I will explain to you the properties of later. All right, but I just want to share with you, okay, the difference between a PSD and JPEG. Okay, so I save as a JPEG. Okay, assume that I close it. All right, so of course, okay, the Photoshop is always indicate you that you haven't shared. I mean, you haven't saved the Photoshop document yet. Okay, as a Photoshop. I mean, as a PSD. Okay, again, although you save as a JPEG, all right, but whenever you're going to close the Photoshop, all right, the Photoshop will give you a warning saying that you haven't saved your Photoshop again. All right, why is showing this warning? Because you have to save it as a PSD. All right, but maybe, all right, you all you are doing some work quickly. All right, so you thought that just now I already saved as a JPEG. Okay, so it's okay, fine. All right, then you just close it. All right, again, all right, Photoshop is already giving you a warning saying that, all right, you haven't saved your document yet. All right, but in your mindset you think that I'm already saved it as a JPEG. Okay, it's fine, no problem, so I just close it. Okay, so let's say now you share your works to your boss. All right, you share the JPEG maybe to your client or to your boss, and your boss said, okay, you need to do some changes. All right, I don't like this color. Okay, change to a different color. All right, and you quickly go back to your desk. All right, and then try to open your file. All right, so this is the object. All right, and you open up, and what you are seeing here is, all right, you can't see the layers anymore. Okay, you can't see the layers anymore. Okay, because why? You already saved as a JPEG. Okay, either JPEG, PNG, other format. All right, everything will be merged as one. Okay, everything will be merged as a one. All right, so how are you going to change your color? All right, when the thing is already merged as one. Okay, so you can't do anything, you have to redo back. Okay, so your time consumed. Okay, so that is why, okay, always remember, okay, always remember, when you're going to start any work in Photoshop, okay, let's say, all right, you already choose your dimension and everything. Okay, when you click on create, the first thing that you always do is go to file. Okay, save as. Okay, although you don't do anything, all right, save as your file. All right, so let's say I'll just put it as a practical. Right, and I just save. Okay, and click on okay. All right, of course we don't do anything. Okay, but make sure save the file. Okay, and remember, okay, when although you don't do anything, okay, when you save as the file, okay, right after you save as the file, the Photoshop will do the auto saving for you. Okay, so like for like every 5 minutes, okay, maybe for 3 minutes, okay, we can set the time here. Okay, maybe on the second day, all right, on the second day when we're going to start, okay, we will start more in details on the Photoshop, okay, on the second day. So I will tell you, okay, how you can adjust the time, the auto save time. Okay, this one I can just do when after every one of you already install the Photoshop. Okay, so the time is very important. Okay, because by default the auto save will be 10 minutes. Okay, the auto save will be 10 minutes. So you see, at 10 minutes is actually it's a very long duration. Okay, so although 10 minutes, yes, okay, fine, but if you've already done for so many things, okay, and let's say within 5 or 8 minutes suddenly your system is crashed. Okay, your system is crashed. Okay, and then you start over your Photoshop. Okay, when you start over your Photoshop, the auto save sometimes will save you, okay? Because since you already, although you already save your file, okay? Although you already save your file, but let's say, okay, maybe you have done something like a 5 to 10 minutes work, okay? The 5 to 10 minutes work, you didn't, you didn't go to file and save it, all right? The auto save will be, okay, at the back, okay? The auto save will do some saving for you, okay? So let's say within 5 minutes, okay, the first version has been saved, all right? Then suddenly on 7 minutes, okay, okay, the auto save doing like a 5 minutes, okay, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, all right? For the first 5 minutes is already saved, and then the 7 minutes, okay, suddenly your system is crashed, all right? So for that 2 minutes, you have done like so many changes, okay? You might done so many changes, okay? When you start over, all right, whatever task that you have done, the auto save which is done for 5 minutes earlier, the one you're able to get back, okay? You'll be able to get back. The remaining, the 2 minutes or maybe the 1 minutes, okay, you might not able to, okay? So at least you are not, your file is not, like you are not losing your work permanently or as fully, okay? At least there's something there, okay? So you can recover that, okay? So that's always important. Okay, another thing.
Vijay,
Yes.
for the PSD file, do you refer to the main file only or whatever
No, only.
additional images file as well?
Only
the main file.
Only the main file.
So any other pictures, it's okay to be in JPEG?
Okay, so like for example, like this one is a JPEG, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. So if let's say you are saving this one as a JPEG, okay. So your auto save, okay, your auto save, unless if you do something over here, okay, on this, let's say assume, okay, this is your JPEG, all right, this is your JPEG, and let's say if I just using okay, I'm using my type tool, all right, and I try to type something, okay, I just put hello world. Okay, assume that I type something, okay, but I need to make sure that I save the file, okay. The auto, okay, remember the auto save, all right, it won't start until you've done your saving, okay. So for example, okay, this is file is a JPEG file, okay, this is a JPEG file, okay, and I add some text over here, okay, I'm add some text over here, all right. So go to file, save as, okay, save as. Let's say, all right, I'll just put this one as a, okay, practical. Okay, I just put something like a practical A, okay, and save it. Okay, so I'll get, okay, the Photoshop format option, all right. So don't worry about that, all right. So just click on OK, all right. So now you see here, okay, from JPEG, now it has changed to PSD. Okay, it has changed to PSD, all right. So if let's say you want to do some adjustment or anything, all right, so you can just do, while every 5 minutes, okay, the system or the Photoshop, okay, will do the auto save, okay, it will do the auto save. You can see on your, okay, you always can see at the bottom here, okay, you have like a 33% doc, okay, 7 MB, all right, 7M, 10M, all right, and next to here, okay, you always can see sometimes auto saving, okay, auto saving, all right. So it's meaning that is do the auto save, all right. So the auto save is only applied as long as you save it as a PSD. Okay.
All right, gotcha. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's say, yeah. Okay. I'll just try to use the same picture over here. Okay. Another one which is I would like to mention is a history tool. Okay. History panel. Okay. So let's say if I just do another text. Okay, let's say. Okay, I just simply type, all right, and then okay, I'll just add on some ellipse tool. Don't worry. Okay, I will let you know how to change the colors and all everything. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, I just want to okay, I just want to what you call share with you. Okay, how to do, I mean, on history panel. All right. So let's say. Later I'll tell you okay how to change the color, okay, the opacity and everything. All right, don't worry. Okay, we have a long way to go. All right, so assume that okay you've done something. All right, so okay, again, all right, don't forget to save. Okay, anything that you do, okay, just save it. All right, okay. Sometimes okay you might you need to undo sometimes, okay, because you did some mistake. All right, so remember sometimes the Photoshop only can undo okay, there's some like some version you can undo only one time. Okay, you only can undo one time, and some version you can undo as many as you want. Okay, but somehow whenever you undo, all right, like let's say for example, okay, you might be don't know, okay, where you need to stop. All right, you might don't know where to stop. Okay, sometimes you just press Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, and at some point you already like missed. All right, you already missed the step and everything. Okay, so rather than you get confused, okay, or you want to redo back, okay, so you don't have to worry. Okay, on your toolbar, okay, on your what do you call on your menu bar here. All right, on your menu bar, okay, click on your Windows. Okay, go to Windows. All right, there is a history panel. Okay, there's a history panel. Okay, simply click on the history. Okay, so over the history, okay, whatever things that you have do, all right, is something that's recorded. Okay, it's recorded. Every step that you do, okay, it will be recorded. Okay, so for example, okay, let's say okay, I'm creating a rectangle. Okay, let's say a rectangle tool here. Okay, so right, see here, right after I create a rectangle, okay, it's already it's already pop up here. Okay, it's on the list. So this is we call as a history. Okay, yes, Adilana, come again. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Vijay. Can
Yeah.
you show us again
Yeah, no
how
problem.
to go to the history panel, please?
All right, sure.
I
No
missed
problem.
that.
No problem. Right. Okay, again. Okay, so at the top, all right, you have a file, edit, image, layer. All right, there's a window. All right, just go to window and look for your okay. All these things actually is alphabetical order. Yeah. All right, histogram,
Oh,
history.
so everything actually is in history lah.
In history, yes. Okay, as
Okay,
long
sorry,
as
sorry.
yeah. All right, as long as okay, you are saving this one as a PSD file. All right, you save it as a PSD file, and doesn't matter. Okay, everything it will be on this panel here. All right. So for example, let's say okay, I rather than I want to undo, I can just simply go to rectangle. Okay. Okay, let's say nudged. All right. See, when I go to nudge, all right, this is my last. All right. This is where okay, I nudged means okay, I did some move the sum of the circle and then I save it. All right. So let's say again, if I go to move, okay, so some of the things will be missing. Okay, it's not missed actually. All right, it is just go back to the earlier state. All right. Okay, so see, all right, it's just can go back. Okay, let's say, all right, if you don't want to have the circle, all right, so you can just rather than you remove it, okay, what you can do is you can use the history panel, okay, to all right, to go back at a few stages. All right, okay, but one thing here, all right, all right, you cannot like for example, okay, do a selection. Okay, a selection means okay, for example, okay, let's say okay, I just want to have until over here. All right, and then the rest I don't want. Okay, the rest I don't want. Okay, but I want to select the rectangle tool. Okay, it won't happen. I mean, it won't work that way. All right. Okay, you cannot exclude the rest. Okay, but select. Okay, the in between all you excluded. Okay, but you want to select the rectangle. Okay, it won't happen. Okay, you see, when I jump to rectangle tool, in between everything will be activated back. All right. Okay, but again, the history tool is one of the, it's a bit helpful for you all, just in case. All right, if you all missed out something, or maybe you don't want to remove it. Okay, maybe you don't want to remove it. So what you can do is you can use the history tool. All right, and then okay, you can just go back, or bring it back again if you want to. All right. All right, okay. So this is on the history tool. Okay. So again, all right, we have covered the shape tool, the basic shape tools. All right. Okay, the layers. All right. Again, as I mentioned earlier, layers are very important. Okay, how to do the remaining? The rename the layers. Okay, grouping the layers is very important as well. Okay, to manage your file. Okay, so I have.
Sorry, Vijay, just to
yes, Lee?
interrupt you.
No problem.
How do you, because I noticed when you type your wording, and then after that you choose you select the first one to extend or expand the text. I was trying it and it doesn't work.
Okay, no worry. All right, because we haven't started with the text yet. All right, but okay, so just to get you to just get some idea. All right, let me just remove it. Okay, so for the text, yeah, all right, so let's say, all right, if I'm just using the horizontal type tool, okay, we have like a few vertical. All right, so the very common we are using is a horizontal type tool. All right, so just select the, okay, selecting the horizontal type tool. Okay, the first one. Okay, let me increase the, okay, let's say 70%. Okay, this is actually your canvas size. Okay, your canvas size, okay, the full is actually 100%. Okay, this 100%. Okay, but sometimes you want to zoom out. Okay, so you all can use your control minus. Okay, when you press control minus, okay, so you can you can bring it, you can make it smaller. Okay, to zoom out. Okay, when you use your control plus, okay, you can make it, you can zoom in. All right, so this is we call for the control minus and also control plus. Okay, back to for the type tool. Okay, so let's say if you all want to type something here. All right, so let's say when I click over here. All right, so of course, okay, because you see, and the text is very small. Okay, the text is very small. So you either can select this is your option bar. All right, okay, let me all right, I delete first. In Photoshop, all right, you have this is your tool, your toolbox. All right, this is your layer panel. Okay, the top is your menu bar. Okay, on top is your menu bar. There's one more bar we call as a option bar. Okay, we call as a option bar. So this option bar will be activated depending on the selection that you do. All right, for instance, let's say if I'm using a magnetic lasso tool. All right, see, when I click on the magnetic lasso tool, my option bar, okay, I have a feather, I have a width, I have a contrast, frequency. If I go to my quick selection tool, okay, we haven't started with quick selection tool yet, okay, but if I choose as a quick selection tool, the option bar change to a different option. It's a different things here. Okay, if I'm choose a font, okay, or a type tool. All right, let's say if I'm choosing a horizontal type tool, over here I can choose my font. Okay, what font that I want. Okay, the font style, whether I want to make it as a bold or normal. Okay, or okay, the size of the font. Okay, let's say, okay, I can just make it as a, when you click on the drop down here, okay, when you click on the drop down, of course, the maximum that you are seeing is a 72 point. Okay, you're only seeing as a 72 point. All right, but you still can increase it. Okay, I can make it as 100. Okay, 100 point. Okay, just enter. All right, so make sure. All right, after you, okay, once you press 100, yeah, okay, you need to press enter. Okay, you press enter so that it's activate the size of the font. Okay, so let's say if I just come back to here and I click once, All right. So the Photoshop always, it can create a dummy text for you. Okay, it always can create a dummy text. All right. So if I want to increase the font, okay, if I want to increase the font, I have two ways of increasing the font. Okay. All right. I can just simply double click the, okay, on my layer. Okay. So watch carefully. Okay. On my layer here. All right. This name of your text and the T. All right. So just double click the T. Okay. So when you double click the T, it will highlight. Okay. It will highlight your what you call the text. All right. So over here, all right. So what you can do, okay, let's say in case if you want to make it more bigger, all right. So I want to make it as 150. Okay, I just put 150 and I enter. All right. So you can see, right? The font will be more bigger. Again, 200 points. All right. So I just click and then I can just adjust it. All right. So a second way for you to do the selection, okay, of the font, simply click on the font here, okay, horizontal type tool, and bring your cursor, okay, bring your cursor in between of these tags, okay. Simply click over here, all right, and you can see, all right, it's already selected, okay. So you can just highlight, all right, you can highlight, and you want to change your font, okay. So we have like so many fonts here, all right. When you talk about the font, okay, some of you, okay, might don't have the like American Kestrel 3D, okay. So all these things, okay, we call as a fancy font, okay. We call it as a fancy font, all right. So again, all right, you can just double click or you can highlight like just now how I mentioned earlier, all right. So if in case you want to choose something standard font, okay, like Arial Rounded is a standard font, okay. So what is meant by standard font? Okay, standard font means any fonts that is applicable on your computer or your laptop, okay. So like for example, okay, for those who are using a Windows 10, okay, if you're using a Windows 10, you should have a CGO UI, okay. CGO UI, okay, it's a font also. Yes, Arina. Sometimes, okay, they don't support. You have to download it. All right. So, for example, okay, one of the example here is like a Bodoni MT. Okay. All right. So, like American Kestrel. Okay, I believe you don't have all these fonts. All right. A Star is Born. All right. Okay, A Star is Born. All right. So, all these things is a fancy kind of fonts. Okay, let's say if I just want to choose a different color. Okay, let's say maybe something like a darker color. All right. Okay, see, if I want to choose, okay, if I want to change the font color, all right, I can just simply click the T, all right, double click the T. Okay, when I double click the T here, it will activate, okay, the option bar. You can choose a text that you want, all right. You can change the size of the font, all right. You can make it, aligned to left, okay, right, on the center, okay. Of course, Photoshop, we only have 3 alignment, okay. If you go to Illustrator, we have almost, if I'm not mistaken, about 6 to 7 alignment. Okay, justify to left. Okay, justify to right. Okay, we have so many options there. Okay, so this one, okay, I just make it in the center. Okay, so let's say, okay, I just want to change the font. I mean the color. Okay, I simply click at the, okay, over here. Right. So let's say this is a slider. All right, a color picker. So you can, you can just change, all right, slider depending on the color that you want to choose. Okay, like it's kind of like a rainbow color here. Okay, let's say a purple, all right, and I just click on okay. All right. So again, if you want to change your what do you call text, just simply double click. Okay, so let's say just put as a okay, if let's say like it's too big, all right, so maybe you can just select and center, all right. So if you want to make it like a like a two line, okay, so it's up to you. Okay, if you want to change the text, okay, simply highlight, all right. So as I said earlier, okay, make sure the font that you are used, okay, is easily can be readable. Okay, it's very important. Okay, so like this one, okay, it is not so suitable for this design. Okay, and I can't really read it. Okay, what is actually all this font? All right, so I just simply select, okay, maybe I just want to look for something. Okay, beyond. Right, so I have a beyond here. Okay, so beyond is another it's another kind of a font. All right. Okay, why I say the font is important. All right, remember, okay, sometimes we want to do a glow. Okay, you might be seeing like some kind of posters, okay, where they have like a glowing text, okay, like a tube. All right. So when you have like this kind of a design, okay, like you want to make it like a glowing, like like a tube light. All right. So you have to choose a font, appropriate font. Okay, like a beyond. Okay, like a beyond, you can see here, like it's look like something like a tube. Okay, so okay, I will show you, okay, on the next okay, not today, definitely, okay, on the second lesson, okay, how to create like a glowing text and everything. Okay, so choosing a font is very important. Okay, so I also will share with you, okay, I will show you the steps, okay, how you can download a font, a free font, okay, which website that you can go, all right, and then how you can apply it on your Photoshop. All right. So this is text. Okay, I hope that I answered with you all. I thought I want to do a text, okay, right after our lunch. All right, but this one is just a very basic things. Okay, so how you can play around with the font. All right, so we have like a few other things also. Okay, how you can create the font. Okay, like creating an outline. Okay, so meaning that you just creating as an outline. Okay, all right, without having a inside color. All right, so also I will share with you later. All right, okay, so let's say as for now, okay, I just want to delete it. All right, okay, so make it a bit more smaller. Okay, saving your file. Yeah, okay. Of course, just now I mentioned to you, saving a file in the PSD. All right, it's very important. Okay, the secondly is when you are saving into a JPEG. Okay, you need to know the difference between a JPEG and PNG. All right, it's very important. JPEG, PNG, and also a GIF. Okay, these are the three basic. The file that you all can save. Okay, of course, we have like some other options. Okay, like for example, okay, let's say if I want to save. Okay, let's say if I want to save as, okay, the file. All right. Okay, so when you save the file, okay, so you see here, of course, okay, there's a lot of things. Okay, like TIFF, TAGAP, okay, Cytex, okay, portable, bitmap, okay, PNG, Pixar. All right, don't worry about that. Okay, so the very basic one, okay, Photoshop, okay, you must save in the PSD. All right. Secondly, the PNG, sorry, the JPEG. Okay, all right. Another one is a PNG. All right, this other one is a PNG, and we also have the okay, where is the GIF? Yeah. Okay, the GIF is, they are not included here. Okay, they are not. Yeah, it's over here. Okay, it's a CompuServe GIF. All right, it's over here. All right. So obviously, all right, in Photoshop, you all can create the animation. Okay, but trust me, okay, it's already screwed up. All right, I can just show you a very basic, how to use animation in Photoshop. But I feel trust me, you'll be hating. Okay, you'll be hating to the max. All right, so I would more preferably you all can use some other GIF animator tool. All right. But if you still want to know how to use how do you going to create animation in Photoshop, okay, I can show it to you. All right. So GIF, okay, is for animation. Okay, of course you can just save it a file. Okay, a static file. Okay, you can save your static file in GIF, but the compression ratio is very high. Okay, the compression ratio is very high, and sometimes the quality of the image is not nice. Okay, so that is why we don't suggest to save it as a GIF. Okay, especially when you have a static image. But if you have some kind of animation, all right, if you have animation in Photoshop, okay, then there's no choice, you have to save it as a CompuServe GIF. Okay, you have to save it on that. All right, so this one, how you want to save a GIF, I will explain to you later. All right, JPEG. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm selecting as a JPEG. All right, so let's say assume that, okay, I'm just choosing as a practical A. All right, All right, assume that, okay, this is the, all right, it's a practical. Okay, so I just save it. And let's say when I save the file, okay, I will have a JPEG option. Okay, I will have the JPEG option. All right, so over here, of course, when you save as a low, okay, the file, the definition, okay, the quality of the image will be very low. All right, if you choose as a quality, of course, you can use your slider. All right, so you can make it as 1, or you want to make it as 4. All right, so everything will be adjustable. Okay, 7. All right, when you go to 7, it's become as a medium. Okay, let's say when you go to 10, it's maximum. All right, so all right, 12. Okay, that's the largest one. Okay, that's a large. All right, so I remember, unless, okay, if you really want to control the size of the image or something, okay, then you all can go for like maybe like high. Okay, like high. Okay, you can play around with high and maximum. Okay, of course, if you go to maximum, the file size much more bigger. All right, the file size much more larger compared to high. Okay, so you can try out. Okay, all these things. Okay, remember, you have to experiment by yourself. Okay, so what will happen when I select as low? Okay, so you can see, okay, whether the file is, the quality like so and so. All right, so maybe you want to try out medium, high, and maximum. Okay, try to compare how it looks like. All right, trust me, I mean, Photoshop, okay, is really okay. It only works, okay, if you do a lot of experiment. Okay, it is not like one time, you can, you just do one time and then you feel, okay, I'm done. Okay, it is not that. Sometimes, okay, you'll spend just very simple things. Okay, you have to do it in like many times. Okay, a few times you have to do until you get it correctly. Okay, so this is for the JPEG. All right, so assume that, okay, I want to change. Okay, I choose as a maximum 12. Okay, and then I just click on OK. All right, so that's it. Okay, so your file will be saved. Okay, so for example, I can go to file, open. All right, so this is the file, okay, which is I saved earlier. All right, so click on OK. All right, so it will save on the, okay, as a JPEG. All right, so you can see, all right, the quality is almost the same. Okay, now let's say, all right, PNG. All right, okay, PNG usually, okay, the what they call the transparency ratio, okay, or we call as what they call, it's mostly we're used for transparency purpose. Okay, usually the PNG having a larger file. Okay, it's having a larger file size. Okay, because the compression ratio, okay, is very low. Okay, JPEG compression rate is high. Okay, because you can determine, okay, whether you want to have like a maximum, or you want to have like a medium, or you want to have a low. Okay, but for PNG, it doesn't happen that way. All right, so again, all this also you can experiment. Okay, you can experiment with 2 image. Okay, so like for example, you can save it on a JPEG. Okay, one file you can save it as a JPEG, and another file you can save it in the PNG. All right, and you can try and see, okay, which file is having a larger size. Okay, and a second the secondly is, okay, the PNG again. All right, I will try to, okay, before we're going to break. All right, so let me, okay, I'll just create a file for 500 by 500. Okay, this one I just want to show with you. All right, the PNG. Okay, you see here, if anyone want to create a transparent background, okay, if anyone want to create a transparent background, okay, so when you create a file, okay, go to file, new. Okay, so over here, all right, all right, yeah, okay, so you can just scroll down. Okay, that's a transparent. Okay, so you can just simply click on the transparent, okay, and click on create. All right, so this is a transparent image. Okay, always remember the white color just now is not a transparent, it's a background color. Okay, that's a foreground color. Okay, and there's a foreground color that's white. Okay, so this is a transparent. Okay, assume that, okay, I will just create a simple shape. Okay, let's say, okay, I'm just creating some simple shape here. All right. So once I'm done, okay, so let's say I go to file, save as. Okay. So when I save as this as a JPEG, okay, let's say I'm saving this as a JPEG. Let's say I just put as a circle. Okay, circle 1. All right. So let's say if I just click on save, all right, as usual, all right, I just click on the, I just make it as maximum. I go to file, okay, I go to open, all right, circle. See here, what I have it here is it's a white color background. Okay, of course, here when I save it, it's a transparent, right? Okay, I don't have any background color. Okay, I don't have any background color. Okay, but when I save it as a JPEG, I will have the background color, the white color by default, it will come. Okay, so this one you can't avoid. Okay, but if you really want to have a transparent background, okay, because sometimes you need to create some object, okay, whereby you need to use a transparent background, okay, without having any colors at the back. All right, so this is what you have to do. Okay, you go to file, save as. Okay, instead of save as a JPEG, go for PNG. All right, PNG, let's say I just put this one as a circle 2. Okay, circle 2 PNG. All right, and I save it. All right, so I done. Okay, I save it, the what you call the PSD file. Okay, one file I create, save it as a JPEG, and another file. Okay, let's say if I open. All right. All right, see, I don't have any background color. Okay, so it's very important. All right, so in the future you want to do some design. Okay, make sure if you want to have a transparent background, you have to make sure that first you should not have any background color at the back. All right, second thing is you need to save your file as a PNG. All right, okay, so after the break, okay, we're going to have some activity. All right, of course. All right, we are going to use the image which is I'm already save it. All right, so maybe you all can go to Pixabay. All right, you can just search it, the image called jump. All right, just search for the image of jump. Okay, and then later, all right, you all can use this image. Okay, so I will see you back again at 2 o'clock. All right, we have a lunch. All right, enjoy your lunch. Okay, I know after break you all feel sleepy. All right, so that's
Thank you,
normal.
Vijay.
Thank you. Bye bye. I'll see you again later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vijay, for those who need to log out, do we re-enter via the same link?
Okay. I think Stephanie, do they use the same link, right?
Yes, same link. All the 6 days will be same link.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephanie.
All right.
No problem.
Okay then. I'll see you again after the break. Bye bye.